are here, interlinking down the short side.
Rugby is one of the most physically demanding and strategically rich sports in the world. Whether it's rugby union, a college-level match, or a local recreational team, matches are packed with non-stop action and a passionate fan base that spans the globe. And just like other popular sports, the way these matches are filmed plays a critical role in how fans experience the game, whether they're watching from the stands, at home, or on a mobile device. Today, we're breaking down the essential camera positions used in rugby broadcasts. We'll talk through the typical roles of each camera operator and how the setup may change depending on the scale of the production. While rugby may not pause between plays like American football, there are still key moments like lineouts, scrums, and conversions that call for creative camera work and tight coverage. Game cameras. Cameras 1, 2, and 3. Similar to soccer, hockey, and basketball, rugby broadcasts rely heavily on centrally located game cameras to follow the fast-paced action. These cameras are typically permanently installed in a venue or placed on tall tripods at the center of the field. These cameras can be operated from a central location, such as a press box or a broadcast room. Since rugby play is continuous, these cameras must pan smoothly to follow the action left and right. Camera operators must be ready to quickly adjust framing based on the pace and location of the play. Due to the nature of the game, rugby broadcasts tend to cut between game cameras quite often, which adds to the excitement of the game, giving fans incredible views that capture the energy of rugby. Game camera 1 is the main wide-angle game camera, which is used to start every rugby broadcast. This is the primary shot viewers will see throughout the match, which gives context to the position of all 30 players. It follows the continuous flow of the game, keeping all 30 players in frame whenever possible. It's a wide-angle view, which allows viewers to see open passing lanes, along with an overview of the offensive and defensive formations in play. As you watch rugby broadcasts, you will notice that much of the game is back and forth between game cameras 1 and 2. Game camera operators will follow the play up and down the field using a smooth pan speed fast enough to keep the ball in the center of the frame at all times, even during fast breaks. As you set up this game camera, you're going to want to dial in the pan and tilt speeds to feel very natural. You may need to zoom out to make sure your movements are smooth and look natural. The game camera should not be used to zoom in too far and potentially lose the ball outside of the frame. Instead, producers will use a second game camera to give the audience those closer shots. The second game camera, camera 2, is a tighter view, used to provide more detailed coverage during critical plays, such as near the try line, during scrums, or for close-up action when the ball is moving quickly. When you watch rugby broadcasts, you'll notice that camera 2 is switched to quite frequently. Whenever there is detail in the game that benefits from a closer look at the match, or adds some excitement to the fast breakaway. The rugby ball itself is fairly small, and during critical moments, a close-up view of the game is preferred, especially when movement has slowed during tackles and pile-ups. If you only have one game camera or one camera operator, you can create a virtual camera input from your main game camera as long as it's 4K. This allows you to zoom in 2x while still maintaining 1080p video quality with your virtual camera. As a producer, you can quickly switch to the zoomed-in view of the game camera without having to set up a second camera or hire a second camera operator for the match. The third game camera, commonly referred to as game camera 3, plays a crucial role in enhancing the visual storytelling of televised rugby matches, including high-profile events like the Rugby World Cup. Camera 3 will track key players longer during unfolding moments, such as a successful try. For instance, while Camera 2 might be locked on a breakaway run, Camera 3 will only be used after a successful try, following the key player after they get up and celebrate. You will often see Game Camera 1 with the wide angle, game camera 2 as a tight angle, and game camera 3 used in succession as the tightest angle as the play moves toward the successful try. This allows the broadcast producers to bring viewers closer in on the action during key moments during the broadcast. Beyond following players after successful tries, replays are where camera 3 truly shines. When producers want to cut in tighter on pivotal moments, like the instant a player hits the ground for a try or a raw celebration that follows, camera 3 often delivers the perfect angle. It's frequently tasked with tracking players after the whistle, capturing emotional fallout of the game changing, jubilation, frustration, and even camaraderie. After a try, for example, camera 3 might zoom in on the try scorer's face, following them to acknowledge the crowd or interact with their teammates. This layer of intimacy and emotion enriches the broadcast and helps the audience connect more deeply to the story unfolding on the field. In short, camera 3 adds a cinematic lens to the broadcast, complementing traditional gameplay, and it's often used after a whistle or when there's a short break in play. If your team is on a budget, game cameras 1 and 2 are the most important from a fan viewing perspective. From a coaching perspective, coaches often want to see game camera 1 with a second camera being used at the try line, which is the next camera we will discuss. Camera 4, high try line camera. The high try line camera is positioned high behind the try line. This camera provides a valuable angle for tries, conversions, and plays close to the in-goal area. This camera can capture a beautiful pan from left to right during rugby passes, which often happen during a team's progression toward the try line. This camera is typically placed on a tall tripod, elevated platform, or a structure behind the goal zone. This camera is ideal for game coverage near the try line, replay footage, goal kicks, and conversions. Also scrums and mauls within the 22-meter line. Many teams use this camera for sports analytics and coaching. For example, the team may use a video review system like SkyCoach, which uses camera's HDMI video feed while simultaneously sending the NDI video feed to a production switcher like the YOLO box that we used at a recent rugby match. The SkyCoach system will record 2 or 3 cameras during the whole game, one at a wide angle so the coaches have the ability to review the key plays and formations, and then a few others for seeing different angles. In this example, the YOLO box is doing the video recording and the live streaming, which is a much faster for video switching. It does slow motion instant replay and allows us to do a scoreboard so the fans watching online know what's going on. At a recent rugby match that we recorded, we used PTZOptics SuperJoy controllers, which can connect to the PTZOptics cameras over the network and output HDMI. We use the HDMI output of each joystick to connect to the SkyCoach system, which allows coaches to review each play with their touchscreen controller. But here's a tip. When you're using cameras on tall tripods, we highly recommend securing the base with either sandbags or some type of weight to prevent the movement that can be caused by the wind. This simple step helps ensure stable, professional-looking footage, especially when you're in an outdoor environment. Camera 5. The low tri-line camera. This camera is positioned at field level, typically behind the goal area near one of the corners. Camera 5, often referred to as the low tri-line camera, is designed to capture the emotional and technical intensity of rugby's most dramatic moments. This camera excels at close-up shots of player formations during scrums and lineouts, reactions after scores, penalties, and missed opportunities. The replay angles are from a low, more cinematic perspective that you often see in instant replays. It's great for capturing celebrations and hero moments that bring the energy to the broadcast. One moment where this camera truly shines is during lineouts, when players are lifted into the air to catch the ball. Placing this camera at 8 to 12 feet or 2.5 to 3.5 meters high, just above the player's eye level, offers a striking visual angle that emphasizes the height and coordination of the lift while still feeling immersive and connected to the field action. Camera 5 can either be handheld for dynamic movement or mounted on a tall tripod for stability and remote control. In professional rugby productions, you'll often find the goal zone camera on each end of the field and at every key moment which is covered. Camera 6. Either a handheld or mobile camera. The handheld operator has the flexibility to move up and down the sideline, This camera is often used for team runouts, close-up reactions after a try, interviews before or after the match, sideline commentary and bench coverage, fan interactions and crowd shots. This camera is one of the most dynamic and creative roles in the production, and a strong operator can really bring the emotion and energy of the match to life. While it can be physically draining to carry around heavy equipment during a broadcast, mobile cameras are a lot of fun to operate, and they add a ton of special energy to the broadcast. Many mobile cameras use Steadicam stabilizers for the mobile cameras to make them easier and more efficient to move. Mobile cameras can often have wireless video transmitters attached to them to wirelessly send out HDMI, SDI, or another signal back to the production booth. If you're just experimenting with wireless video systems, you can try using a smartphone with a mobile app, such as an NDI camera, which will transmit wireless video over Wi-Fi back to a production system via NDI. This works with the YOLO box. You can even experiment with using cellular connectivity to enable smartphones to send video with video conferencing software such as Zoom, which is integrated into the video production solutions such as vmix. When you're working with multiple cameras in sports, it's incredibly important to make sure all the cameras color match. There is nothing worse than cutting to a camera where the color of the grass changes. It's also very hard to see monitors in the daylight and try to do color correction on site when the sun is in your eyes. So we highly recommend using PTZOptics Hive to provide remote color correction. This way, you can have someone who's indoors color correcting all the cameras for you, and they can be anywhere in the world. This process can take 10 to 20 minutes per camera. If you don't have internet access, or you must do the color correction on site, consider purchasing sunshades for your monitors and looking into the brightness of any monitor you plan to use outdoors. Replay and coaching cameras. Many rugby programs use a separate system for coaching and referees to review. These systems usually consist of 2 or 3 fixed PTZ cameras. The first camera that's generally used is the game camera that captures all the players on the pitch. This is the key camera that works for both the broadcast and the video review system. As I mentioned earlier, you can use one video output from your camera for the video review system and another for the video production system. The second camera that's often used for video replay is a high tri-line camera. It provides a complete view of the play from a straight-on angle. This angle is often important when the main game camera angle does not show important details. An optional third camera can be focused on a scoreboard, which is often nice for timekeeping and accuracy. These feeds can then be reviewed on wireless tablets or laptops by the coaches and referees to analyze specific game situations. Rugby's nonstop nature presents unique challenges and exciting opportunities for live broadcasting. With a streamlined camera setup and smart coverage of key game moments like scrums, lineouts, and tries, you can deliver a high-quality production that captures the spirit and the speed of the game. The best sports productions require high-quality camera operations. This is why PTZOptics offers PTZ joystick controllers, which can control cameras on-site, on the local area network, or anywhere in the world using Hive. As you expand your production, we are here to help. I would highly recommend trying PTZOptics Hive for free, just to see how easy it is to share PTZ camera control and access with anyone in the world. Try using an affordable Xbox joystick controller to control your cameras. Using PTZOptics Hive with a keyboard and mouse or a USB-connected Xbox controller is a great way to keep costs down and still benefit from high-quality camera operators. If you're interested in learning more about live sports production, check out my book, Sports Video, which includes training tips, analytics, and camera strategies for a variety of sports. There's even an online course that your staff can take to learn more. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, let me know if there's other sports you'd like us to cover in this way, and thanks for watching.